I tried all the free Google AI things for you. So here's the Cliff Notes version to save you the thousands of hours that I have spent using Google AI products. And I gotta say that I'm genuinely really impressed by what Google has done in the AI space, especially since most of their products have very generous free tiers. So that is why in this video, I'm gonna challenge myself to show you all of the free Google AI things. And I have to get on a fight in literally 3 hours. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. And of course, as per usual, there will be little assessments throughout this video to make sure that you retain all of the information that I talk about. Okay, let's go. A portion of this video is sponsored by Warp. All right, here's a list of all the Google AI features and products that we're going to be going over today. Starting with the Gemini Web App, workspace integrations, Google AI Mode, AI Vids, Google AI Studio, NotebookLM, Firebase Studio, Opal, and some honorary mentions like Vertex Studio and YouTube Studio. But before we get started, I do want to give you a crash course on Google's ethos surrounding AI, as well as their core family of AI models. Because I think if you understand this, you're going to be able to use their products and features a lot better. So their ethos. Well, okay, I'm going to say like what I think their ethos is, because not like I'm their spokesperson or something, but what I think their ethos is two primary things. The first one is to seamlessly integrate AI into their existing products to have a better experience. And two is to create outstanding standalone AI products for major nieces and just like daily life stuff, probably to try to get mass adoption by making them essentially free. This is a blueprint that Google has done with many other product launches before, so it makes sense. Now let's talk about their core families of AI models. Starting off with the Gemini family. So these are their advanced multi-purpose reasoning models with different versions that are optimized for a different task, like Pro for complex problem solving, Flash for best price performance balance, and Flashlight for fast throughput. These models are multimodal in their input and their output, meaning that they can take in and output and reason with a lot of different modalities, including text, image, code, video, and audio. Then there is the Gemma family. These are the open source lightweight models that are designed for efficient execution. It also allows Google to have a place in the open source world. Then there's the embeddings models. These are models that are able to convert data, including text and images, into vector representations for these tasks. It gets a little bit technical, but it's generally used by researchers and for developers to do things like complex searches, classifications, clusterings, things like that. The Imagine model family is for text to image generation, including things like generating new images, editing existing ones, or creating specialized images for different types of tasks. And finally, there is the VO family of models. These are video generation models where you can input using text or images, or a combination of both to create really cool videos. Now, how does this relate to the actual consumer products and features themselves? All of the Google AI products and features are built on top of and in combination with these families of models. So next time when there's like news that comes out, it's like, oh, crazy new model came out, you will have a better understanding of what that actually means in terms of your usage of them. All right, time for our first little assessment. Please answer the questions on screen by typing them into the comments to make sure you are following along. All right, let's jump into using the AI products themselves. Starting off with the Gemini Web App. So this Gemini Web App with its chatbot interface is the most accessible way to access most of Google's models and capabilities. I am using the free version over here. So you can start off with just directly chatting with the chatbot. Like, what are some fun ways to celebrate a 1 million subscriber live stream that are octopus themed? That was really poor grammar, but I just want to say thank you so much for 1 million subs. Just thank you so much for being here. And yeah, when I get back home, I want to do a live stream that is octopus themed to celebrate. So, okay. Oh, huge congratulations. Thank you very much. Okay, so some interactive games and activities include Octo Pictionary, creating a custom list of octopus or sea-themed words and phrases, Tentacle Tycoon, using a points-based system or channel currency, releasing the Kraken, submarine survival, so a lot of game themes. That is their cosplaying and maybe some special edition merch drops. Cool. You know what? That sounds like a good idea. So let's do it. I'll make a post about it after filming this video. So yeah, this is how you can interact directly with the chatbot, asking it to come up with things with you, search different things for you, and plan different things for you. Now let's try out some of the other AI models. Here we were using a 2.5 Flash from the Gemini family, and you can also have access to the 2.5 Pro, which is for reasoning, math, and code, but you do need to upgrade to get the other more fancy Gemini models, since this is the free tier. However, what is really cool is that you do have access to the Nano Banana model for images, also under the Gemini family. You can do things like generate a picture of a girl wearing octopus merch. Oh, that's actually quite cute. Let's now try now wearing a t-shirt and standing up. And you can see that this is pretty good. What is really impressive about the Nano Banana model is that it's able to have character persistence, meaning that this person actually looks the same throughout generating different images, which is a really big struggle for previous models. You can also do things like take an image here. This is a photo of me and the CEO of YouTube. So cool, right? So starstruck. But there is a lady who is in the back over here of the image. So I'm gonna say, can you remove the lady in the back? And there you have it. Lady in the back, now removed. Really, really good. What the heck? I'm just gonna show you one more, which I think is cool. You can have like, say, an image of yourself and like an image of Naruto. Paste that in and be like, dress me in Naruto's outfit. Because, you know, I always wanted to cosplay, but I don't know. I've just been too lazy. So I guess I can live vicariously like this. Yay, look at me, dressed as Naruto. I really think that's really, really good. You also have access to the canvas, which is used for code generation and for writing things. So you can try something like create a small game where a banana is gathering other fruits. I don't know, I'm literally coming up with this on the spot. I have no idea why I thought of that. So yeah, it can actually make code and you end up with a game. Start game. Yay! Yes, there's actually quite a lot of things that you can do here in order to like change the UI of it and also add other functionalities as well. But don't have time to go into too much of this right now. You also have access, although limited access, to deep research, which is when you give it a query, it would go and make a plan and more deeply actually search up what it is that you're asking it to generate a report for you. For example, maybe you want to know what are the different AI trends that have the highest return on investment to learn if I want to become an AI freelancer. And you click enter, it'll give you a research plan and you can click start researching. This may take a little bit of time since it's researching so many different websites and so many different sources. So expanding the hamburger menu thingy over here, you can click into explore gems. Gems are specialized, like customized versions of the Gemini chatbot that is used for specific tasks and purposes. There are some that are already pre-made by Google, like a storybook, a chess champ, brainstormer, career guide. So let's like click on storybook, for example, and you can write, create a storybook of a sad watermelon. Don't comment on my examples today, alright? Alright, while it's doing that, looks like the deep research has come back. So it says Freelancer's Edge in the AI Native Economy, a guide to high return investment trends and skills, gives you an executive summary and different chapters. Like chapter 1 is the AI-driven transformation to freelance labor market, winners and losers. There's like table of contents as well. So you have chapter 1, chapter 2, earning potential of high return on investment technical specializations, chapter 3 and chapter 4. So etc, etc. There is a lot over here. They have like tables and like text and a lot of other things. And also the great thing is that it also lists all the sources that it has over here. So you can read through it, try to understand more, follow up with it if you want to, and always make sure to check the sources if you're using it for any other purposes to make sure that it's not hallucinating. Gemini tends to be pretty good at not hallucinating, but still there are times in which it does hallucinate. So just do double check your sources. Okay, let's now look at the storybook of a sad watermelon of Wally the Watermelon by Lonely Free. Wally the Watermelon was the saddest fruit in the whole garden. He sat all day, big and brown and green, feeling quite glum. He watched the other fruits and vegetables. The carrots were always racing to see who could grow the tallest. The strawberries were busy turning the brightest shade of red. Okay, etc, etc. Oh, okay. I think it meets like a little friend. And oh no, and then he got eaten. I guess that made him happy. I have no idea what's happening right here. Anyways, that's an example of a gem. Little pop quiz, put in the comments. What is the pop out thing that we have over here that was able to generate this storybook feeling and sliding effect? Put it in the comments. I did cover this feature already. Anyways, you can also make your own gems, like a interesting ice cream flavors. You are an ice cream crafter that comes up with the coolest combinations for ice cream flavors. Make sure that you give real rationale for why it makes sense and cite your sources too. Yeah. And now you have your interesting ice cream flavors gem. And you can be like, make me ice cream flavor that is very sour. Yeah, and it says black lemon passion fruit with a hint of saffron. Yes, a beautifully pale yellow ice cream. Generate a picture. And this is what it would look like. Wonderful. Okay, so forgive me, but I'm gonna cheat a tiny little bit. All right, so I really want to show you guys the VO model for generating video, but it is a paid feature. So all I'm gonna say is Gemini does usually offer like a 1 month free trial that you can actually try out so you can have access to premium features, including the VO model. So yeah, it counts, all right? Because I really want to show you this. The video generation model is really cool. All right, so assuming you're on the 1 month free trial, then you would also have access to creating videos with VO, and you can say something like, create video with sound of a keyboard covered in honey. How many of you guys have seen the viral AI honey keyboard trend on TikTok? You can listen to it. ASMR. Pretty cool, isn't it? So yeah, you can generate videos now as well, and they're really good. Okay, going back to free model. I want to show you guys a Google Workspace integration. How's my inbox looking? It is going to connect to Google Workspace, and then it will say that your inbox contains a forwarded email from Hong Kong hikers about a moon tracker preparation hike, and also an email with facts about octopuses. Show me the contents of the email of the octopus facts. Yeah, so this is in fact what's going on over here. So you can do things like summarizing different emails if you actually have a lot of emails in your inbox. This is something that I really do a lot. Let me show you my inbox. This one has 110,266 unread emails. This one has 15,763. And this one has 29,924. Put in the comments if you're worse than me. So the workplace integration is pretty limited on the free version, but if you do get the paid version, it can also do things like draft emails for you. And within the Gmail itself, it has like an Ask Gemini little button thingy, and it can do things like write emails for you, summarize things for you directly on the app. It also works with Google Sheets, where you can ask it to calculate different formulas for you, write things for Google Doc, generate slides on Google Slides. But this is not available on the free version, so just FYI. But as you can see, just on the web app alone, there's already so many things that you have access to on the free plan. And I'm gonna list now a bunch of other ones. I'm gonna put them on screen right now. Take a screenshot of this, of all the other really useful things that you can do using the Gemini Web App. And with that, time for our next little assessment. Please answer the questions and put them in the comments. Gemini and Google AI can help with research and brainstorming and even vibe coding apps, which is pretty amazing. But when it comes to building truly scalable and customized software, I've been using a new type of dev environment called Warp. Warp code is kind of like Claude Code times Cursor, but with better UX and code editing abilities. It's an agentic development environment, or an ADE. Basically, it's like the HQ for your AI projects. You can work alongside your agents, oversee everything that they're doing, and stay in control. They recently launched Warp 2.0, and what stands out to me is how natural it feels to collaborate with these agents in Warp. It shows me exactly what an agent changed. And if I want something tweaked, I can reprompt without leaving the Warp terminal. Its intuitive user experience makes coding with agents a lot less overwhelming. For our team of engineers, it's really helpful to use Warp's environment to test and build software for our cohorts and for our clients. Warp is currently #1 on Terminal Bench and 75%, which is top 3 on Sweetbench Verified. And it's already being used by over 700,000 engineers in places like Netflix, Slack, and Amazon. So if you want to try it out as well, you can download it for free. And with my code Tina, you'll get Warp Pro for only $1 for your first month. That is a very good deal. So do check it out at this link over here, also linked in description. Thank you so much, Warp, for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now back to the video. Because next up, I want to talk about Google AI mode. So if you go on just google.com and you type in something like takoyaki recipes and click search, you will get your, takoyaki recipes. But there is a tab over here called AI mode, and this is going to give you a lot more information and details about takoyaki recipes. and it's also going to cite all of the sources. This is basically Google's reimagination of Google search integrating with AI. If you've used Perplexity before, this is a very similar product. You can continue the conversation and ask it, what is the simplest recipe possible in the least amount of time? Yeah, and it would just go through like all the searching and things like that. And tell you the results here. So a question that you might be asking right now is, Tina, how is AI search mode different than if I just directly ask this question on the Gemini Web App? And that is an excellent question. It is true that there is overlap between the Gemini chatbot and Google AI mode. But the difference is that Gemini chatbot is much more multifunctional and it has different integrations with other applications. It also has more creativity that's involved. While for Google AI search, it really emphasizes the search functionality. So everything that you're getting back is going to be based upon the actual sources that it's finding on Google search and then summarizing everything to give you the best results possible. It often pulls directly from the source itself, so you're much less likely to see hallucinations. For example, when I was doing research on the different Google family of models, I used Google AI mode because I wanted it pulled directly from the Google website in order to get the most accurate information from Google itself. Google AI mode does have the ability of searching using images as well, and also has deep search, which is really similar to deep research, but again, more search based. I'm going to put on screen now some use cases and examples that Google AI search is really useful to do. So definitely check those out yourself. Moving on to our next Google AI products, which is AI Vids. AI Vids is Google's AI-powered video creation app. It allows you to do things like producing videos from text prompts, editing videos together, and then reimagining videos that already exist. Through AI Vids, you'll be using a combination of like the VO model, the Gemini model, as well as the Imagine models for image generation. Unfortunately, you are a little bit limited on the free version here. Like you can't go and actually generate like full videos. But some cool things that you can do is go into templates and click trip highlights. And here you can upload some of the photos and the clips that you have from your trip. Like for example, I have been in North America for the past 2.5 weeks. I was in San Francisco, then Vancouver, and then New York. So I do have a lot of photos from my trip, and maybe I want to send a trips highlight video to my mom. So I'm going to upload all of these different clips and photos that I have, insert all scenes, and voila. Here is a nice little highlight reel. Here are some editing functionalities, and when it looks like that it's ready to go, I'm gonna send it and share it with my mom. So she thinks that I have friends and I have a life and I'm living a good life. I'm gonna put on screen now some of the other cool and useful things that you can do using Google Vids now. Also gonna put on screen now the next little assessment. Please answer the questions and put it into the comments. Moving on to now, I wanna say my second favorite Google AI product, which is Google AI Studio. I'll cover my number one favorite one in just a little bit. All right, let's now talk about Google AI Studio. So do not be intimidated that there is a lot that seems to be going on in Google AI Studio. It's actually very useful, and I will walk you through it. So the primary thing is that Google AI Studio is kind of like the counterpart to the Gemini Web App. Like you're able to have access to the things on the Gemini Web App and a lot more as well. You also have a lot more granularity and control. For example, say I have like a chat that's going on over here. You know, you have access to different models and you can do something like give me some slogans of my Venus flytrap company. Run that. And it's gonna do the same thing over here, but you also have control over things like the temperature, which allows your response to have different levels of creativity. So the higher the temperature, the more creative it is. You also have some advanced settings where you can add like stop sequences, you can limit the output length, top P, which is like another way of controlling like what kind of results that you're going to be getting as well. So a lot more granularity that's here. You can also enable Google Drive, which will allow you to save your responses into Google Drive, which is something that you can't do on the free plan with the Gemini Web App. You also have Stream Real Time, where you can talk to Gemini live. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How about you?
I'm good. So I want you to help me out because I'm trying to figure out when is it that I need to leave to the airport, because my flight is at 2:50 p.m. and it's currently 11 a.m.
Okay, your flight is at 2:50 p.m. and it's currently 11 a.m. To figure out when to leave, we need to consider the travel time. Okay, traveling from the meatpacking district to JFK Airport can vary depending on traffic, but it usually takes around an hour to 1.5 hours.
So yeah, it has the audio functionality. You can converse with it in real time. So you might be like, okay, whatever, Tina, it's just like a chat bot, like, audio functionality. But what you can do is that you can actually share your screen and have it like direct you in terms of what's happening. Like right now you can see the map. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. I can see a map on your screen.
What about this area? Like what is this area over here?
That area is Brooklyn, which is one of the 5 boroughs of New York City. It's located southeast of Manhattan, across the East River.
Okay, cool. So if I wanted, I guess I don't have time to eat, but anyways. So yeah, what's really cool here is that it's actually able to see like where it is that you're pointing when you're sharing your screen. You can also have like video feed and chat with it, like showing it different things as well. Some of my favorite use cases, like say I'm using Photoshop and I want to like erase the turtle in the back and I don't know how to do that. I will ask it like directly, how do I erase the turtle in the back of this image? And Stream Real Time is going to be able to direct me like on where I should be clicking on the screen in order to get the right things and get rid of the turtle in the back.
Okay, to remove the turtle in the back, you could use the lasso tool to select it, then use the content-aware fill option to fill in the space.
So it's great for like directions like that. You can also use Stream Real Time in order to narrate what's happening in a video. Like for example, if I'm interested in knowing what's happening in this football game, I don't know anything about football, I can ask it to actually narrate what's happening in the segment of the video. What's happening in this clip right now?
Okay, in the video, the players are moving around the field, and a player in black is on the ground, having just been tackled. It looks like the player in red and white has gained possession of the ball. Also, the score is now Arsenal 0, West Ham 1.
There are some other things that are here as well. Like if you click on the Generate Media tab, you'll notice that you have access to the models like Nano Banana, but you also have the Imagine model, speech generation, Lyria, Real Time, and VO. And VO, so you can do something like generate a video of cutting glass. So as you can remember, we were not able to have access to VO on the web app directly when you're just using the free version. But on Google AI Studio with the free version, you have access to VO and also a lot of other different models there as well. So it's a nice little hack if you want to try out the models. There's a lot more, like you can build applications, there's the dashboard, you can try out the different APIs as well. There's a lot of different things, and I'm not going to go into this too much more because I actually made an entire video on Google AI Studio where I go into a lot of detail about all the features that you can do. It really is amazing, and you can check out the video, which I'll link over here. I also put on screen some of the use cases that I really love when it comes to Google AI Studio. Moving on to NotebookLM. Okay, NotebookLM is hands down my favorite Google AI product. As its tagline says, learn anything. NotebookLM is for learning things. And if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I love learning things. The workflow is super intuitive. You add different sources, whether from like your drive, different links, websites, and copied text, and then you are able to chat with the sources and get to understand it more, and then also transform it into different versions like audio overview, like podcasts, video overviews, mind maps, and different reports as well. So this is a way for you to dig deeper into information, combine them together, synthesize them together, and really transform that information. For example, say I'm interested in learning about AI agents. Well, instead of having to like go through all the sources about AI agents myself, what I can do is start adding sources into NotebookLM. Like for example, this is my own YouTube videos that I've done. So I have a bunch of different YouTube videos on AI agents. So, I'm going to add those because I think that they're good and I don't want to watch them again because I think that I'm biased, but I think they're pretty good. So there's the AI agents fundamentals. This one is building AI agents. And this other one is like a practical guide for how to build an AI agent using NA10 as the tool. I can also click the discover feature in order to add more sources to this. So sources about how to build AI agents and how they are used in industry, right? So I'm going to find all these sources and add them in as well. So I'm going to add in some sources like how to build and sell AI agents, what are AI agents from IBM, building autonomous agents, blah, 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 from Reddit as well. And I can decide to add the ones that I think are good. Like, I think most of these are pretty good. I'm not going to add some of these because I feel like they're not as reputable. So I'll add like the ones that I like, and then I'll import the different sources over here. One of my favorite hacks with NotebookLM is that you can actually also combine it with deep research. Like for example, like I go on deep research over here and I ask it generate a report on how AI agents are being used in industry. and what is worth learning. Let it do its thing. And when it's ready, I can go and copy paste the results from deep research and add it as a source as well. So now I have a bunch of different sources that are here. I can start asking questions like, what are the core components of AI agents? It will draw from all that information from the sources, and I can go on and have conversations and dig deeper into all the different sources that are available as well. This is really, really powerful for digging into it. These are the core components that are part of an AI agent. So AI model, brain, blah, 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 like all these different things. And I can go and like ask him more questions specific to the sources here. I can also select specific sources to be exploring. So it's really, really powerful to dig into this and be able to really like learn from all these sources without having to like go through it all of it yourself. But there's even more than this that you can do. If you look at the studio tab over here, there's things like audio overview that we can generate a full podcast. There's video overview, you can generate a mind map, and then you can also generate reports like a briefing doc, a study guide, FAQ, or timeline. These are so amazing because you're able to transform that information a different way and interact it in a different way as well. Like some people who are audio people like me, I really like generating podcasts and interacting it with like that. If you want to like have this information and make it into a study guide, you can click study guide over here, and it would actually like give you a study guide for how it is that you should go about learning about AI agents. We can generate an audio overview as well. And here is the study guide. So part 1 is core concepts of AI agents. It goes through all the information, AI agent architecture and components. So it lists out all of the different types of things. So it's like arranged in a way that is really conducive for studying, and even adds a little quiz at the end, which of course you know that I'm a very big fan of quizzes. It really helps you retain all that information. It also gives you the answer key as well. And here's a glossary of key terms as well.
Term AI agent, just about everywhere these days. Boardrooms, tech blogs, even just casual chats.
Yeah, definitely.
But what does it really mean? I mean, is it just a fancier chat bot? Or is there something, genuinely bigger happening here? Something that could...
Pretty cool. You can even interact directly with it. So yeah, there's like a lot that's going on. I really hope you can see how powerful NotebookLM is. I really wish I can go into more of this right now, but this video is already really, really, really long. And I do also have a full video that I've dedicated to NotebookLM, which I will link over here. So please do check it out. It is literally my favorite Google AI product. Just like the other sections, I'm also going to put on screen now some of the really cool things that I love using NotebookLM for. And since we're on the topic of quizzes, let's now do our next little quiz/assessment. Answer all the questions that I have on screen right now in the comments to make sure that you're paying attention. All right. Moving on to one of also my favorite Google AI products. It's called Firebase Studio. Firebase Studio is a vibe coding tool for building apps. It lets you build and prototype full stack applications for both like mobile and web apps. I'm so mind blown that a product like Firebase Studio is free. This is what Firebase Studio looks like. You can just start prototyping an app with AI by just typing in what it is that you wanted to build. Like an app that creates recipes from photos. You click prototype with AI. I'll start off with a little plan over here. You can click prototype this app, and it's going to generate the code for the first version of it. This is a one-shot prompt, and it's able to generate this, and it works just like that. It's not always going to be like that. Sometimes you need to tweak it a little bit. There is like a whole art and science to vibe coding. I've made like several videos about how exactly to do vibe coding to produce the apps that you want to have and doing it properly. So I'm not going to go into too much more detail about that either. I'll link them up top and also link in the description to I've literally made like at least 3 different videos on how to vibe code. Here's an example of a productivity app that's inspired by Pokemon. And here is a language learning app where you can chat with the AI and it will give you feedback on your grammar and your pronunciation and your sentence structure and your vocab.
Hi there. Let's talk about food. What's on your mind?
I like potato. Eating potato.
Potatoes are great. Do you have a favorite way to prepare them?
I do have a full video that covers Firebase Studio and all the details about it, so do check it out if you're interested in building apps, linked over here. You can use Firebase Studio even if you have no idea how to code, but if you do know how to code, there's also this IDE view where you can actually go into the code and add things yourself as well. I'm going to put on screen now some of the apps that you can vibe code using Firebase Studio. Next up is Opal. Opal is also an AI app builder that lets you like build, edit, and share mini apps using natural languages. The experience of using Opal is pretty different from Firebase Studio because it is like a visual builder and you don't actually interact with the code directly. It's also only available for beta in the US only. So I'm not sure if all of you guys have access to it right now, but you should. They're probably rolling it out to everybody else as well, so don't worry. So let me explain what I mean by it's a visual builder that's different from Firebase Studio. So you can check out some of the mini apps available in the gallery, like a blog post writer, a book rec, business profiler, city builder, etc., etc. Let's click on learning with YouTube. Let's try this out as a mini app. So you see that instead of having the code that's there, it shows you the workflow itself. So for this mini app, it's learning with YouTube, turn your YouTube videos into a quiz to help you learn. So you can get started and it tells you to enter the YouTube video URL. So let's say that I'm gonna put a video here that is my video about prompt engineering. So it would go and extract the video transcript and you can actually see exactly what it's doing. So it will collect a URL and it's showing you the flow, it's extracting the video transcript. And then after that, it's going to analyze the education content. Then it's going to generate the quiz. And then finally, it's going to display the report, the final thing that you get back. You can also see the flow that's happening from the console view too. Like it's calling Gemini 2.5 Flash now. Now it's generating the quiz and voila, here you go. It is able to show you the quiz that is based upon this video. You can test yourself using this. So this is what is meant by a mini app. You can of course also build your own mini apps by clicking create new, generate a blog post and video based on the topic that the user provides. So you can see the workflow here is that the user will enter the topic for the content, and then it will use that content to generate a blog post, and it would also simultaneously send it over to generate the video instructions. Then here the blog post is going to go into the generate video clip, as well as the generate video instruction is going to go into generate video clips, combine everything together to generate the combined output. So you get the blog and the clip. And the way that the mini app looks like is like this. So you can click start, enter the topic for your content, how to make chocolate. And it would generate this blog post as well as a video clip. You can also click share app in order to share the app with other people to use. So yeah, pretty nifty, right? I think Opal is actually really cool. It's like this product that you can see it's definitely not as powerful as Firebase Studio is. It's limited in the kind of apps I can build, only like these mini apps. But it is really nice for people who don't want to directly go into building a full product. Also completely free as well, which is pretty crazy. Those of you who are based in the US and have the beta available to you, really recommend that you check it out. I'm going to put on screen now some of the mini apps that you can build yourself using Opal. And also time for our next little quiz. As you know, answer these questions and put them into the comment section. All right, we are almost done. We've covered a lot in this video, but there are two other Google AI products that I do want to very, very briefly mention as honorable mentions. I'm not going to cover them fully because they are a little bit niche, but I personally think they are really, really powerful. The first one is the Vertex AI Platform. It contains a lot of things that you can do, including Vertex AI Studio, which is kind of like the developer version of Google AI Studio. And there's also Agent Builder, where you can build out agents as well. So Vertex AI is really, really powerful. There's a lot of things that you can access through here, but it is a developer tool. So you do need to know how to code to be able to use it properly. But if you do know how to code, it is extremely powerful and I highly recommend that you check it out. And the final honorable mention I want to tell you guys about is in fact YouTube Studio. So as a creator, I spend massive amounts of time on YouTube Studio. And originally I wasn't actually going to add this into this video. It just so happens that I am in New York right now to attend Made on YouTube, which is a YouTube event. They get a lot of creators and press to come in and they told us all about the new AI features that they're developing for creators. And it is pretty cool. So it's not available even to me right now, but they did show some demos. Some of the things that really stood out to me include being able to use the video models directly through YouTube Studio to generate YouTube shorts. Gemini is also going to be integrated into YouTube Studio so that you're able to look at the metrics and the data directly through natural language as opposed to going through the data itself. For me personally, I love going through the data. I was a data scientist, but I do know that for a lot of other creators, they don't really like digging into the numbers. So this will be really, really useful for them in order to analyze their YouTube channel. It would also help you come up with better videos based upon comments that are being generated, for example. So overall, really, really powerful tool for creators. So yeah. oh my gosh, thank you so much for watching this entire video. And I have like 5 minutes to finish packing everything before I go on my flight, where I'm gonna be late. Fingers crossed. Ask me in the comments if I actually managed to make it on this flight. But here's the final little assessment. Please answer these questions and put it into the comments, all right? And I will see you guys in the next video or live stream. Wish me luck.